In 2019, I posted a video talking about my use of Palmetto to help fight some of the issues that I have because of PCOS. And a lot of you guys asked for an update, so let's talk about that. Hey guys, it's your girl Nelly, aka Nelly B. And for those of you who are new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss an update. For those of you who are returning, always good to have you. Today is an update, a long-awaited, long-requested update on me using Palmetto to treat some of my issues with PCOS. Now, before we get into the meat of this video, I just want to say something really quick. I am not a medical professional. So I cannot tell you, hey, try this, it will work. Everyone's PCOS is different. So something that may work for me may not work for you. I'm just sharing with you guys what I've been trying and what I've been using, not as a way to say, hey, go use this or try this. Rather, it's something that you could bring up when next you talk to your doctor. Now, if you've not seen my previous video on this, I will link it in the cards and I will also link it in the description. I talked about how I started taking Palmetto to help fight some of the minor hirsutism that I have. For those of you who don't know what hirsutism is, it is basically when a woman, in my case or me, has hair-related issues like a man would. So your girl was, dealing with some serious sideburns, some chin and some neck hair, and it has always been a bit annoying to me. Not an extremely major issue because I know a lot of women have it far worse than I do, but it just irritated me a bit, and I always really hated having to take a tweezer to my neck or to my chin at least once or twice for the week to get rid of those hairs. So when a colleague of mine posted about using Palmetto, I said, hey, why not? I'll give it a try. So to answer the question that those of you who had asked wanted to know, am I still using Palmetto? Yes, I am. I've been using it every day since. There have been times where I did stop for a few weeks for one reason or the other. And despite that, it is something that I will continue using because I'm continuing to see results. As for what brand of Palmetto I'm using now, the one that I had mentioned in my previous video on it, I'm not able to get that locally. So I switched to the Nature's Way Palmetto. This one is a bit more readily available for me. And I just want to make mention with regards to the Nature Way brand, for those of you who may have any type of dietary choices or restrictions, these supplements are vegan and they also gluten-free. There's no sugar, no salt, no yeast, no wheat, no corn, no soy, no dairy products, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So the Palmetto supplement that I'm using from Nature's Way, this bottle comes with 100 capsules and the serving is 585 milligrams per serving. I usually take my Palmetto first thing in the morning with a smoothie with my breakfast, although there have been times where I did take it in the day or in the evening or once or twice in the night, and I've not really seen any type of difference. So I guess it all depends on when your preference is for taking your supplements. I know some persons who take it more than once a day. I know some people who take more than one capsule as a dosage. For me, one a day works just fine. I had somebody ask me, how do I know if the Palmetto is working? I'm the kind of person, my hand's always on my face. I'm always looking, always checking things, especially when my acne wants to flare up or act a fool or anything of the sort. And what I can say is that those particular hairs that grow out when I'm not using Palmetto, they barely grow out when I am taking it, or if they do, they grow out significantly thinner. I have definitely noticed a huge difference, especially on this side of my face and this part of my neck. Hairs that tend to grow out a lot, and I'm not just talking about those light feathery hairs that we have on our face. I'm talking about like those thick, like a hair on a man's beard, that type of thick or coarse strand. Yeah, those like 1 or 2 or 3 or 10, how much ever you want to call it, I don't count, that grow my sideburns and my neck area, they hardly grow back, or if they do, they grow back very thin or very sparse, versus when I'm not taking the Palmetto, they grow back in their full glory. So basically, for as long as I use the Palmetto thus far, and this is since mid 2019, I have been seeing the difference and I will continue to use it. So while we saw Palmetto dealt with the hirsutism aspect of my PCOS, I started taking something else to help with the menstrual part of my PCOS. Now, to give some context, I was a firm believer in taking evening primrose because at the time I felt as if it did help with like my PMS symptoms, but over time I realized that I continually felt bloated. And when I did some more research on the evening primrose, one of the side effects is being bloated or constantly being bloated. So I stopped taking evening primrose, and within a few days, that bloated feeling stopped. So since I stopped taking the evening primrose, I was like, you know what? Let me see what else I can do some research on to find out if there's anything else that can help me a bit with regards to my cycle. One of my former coworkers who also has PCOS years ago, I'm talking about probably like a decade ago, mentioning to me that she was using something called Vitex, and that's how she got pregnant. And after doing some research, I did learn that apparently Vitex is really good at helping with menstrual issues. So I said, okay, if I'm not on the evening primrose and I'm not on any type of birth control or anything of the sort, let me give the Vitex a try. So I also purchased the Vitex from the Nature's Way brand, and similarly to the saw Palmetto, it is vegan, no sugar, salt, yeast, the whole 9 yards, etc. The serving of this is 400 milligrams or micrograms per serving. I never remember if it's milli or micro, bear with me, but it's 400 of that per serving, and I take it once a day. Since I started using Vitex and I started taking it November of 2020, I have noticed that with the exception of 1 month, my period came on time to the date. And that is something very rare for me as someone with PCOS. Added to that, my periods have gotten significantly lighter. So if you are a heavy bleeder, this is something that you could definitely look into. Unlike the saw Palmetto, however, the Vitex is not for continuous use. So once I was done with that bottle, that is it. I am taking my time away from it. If I notice over time things start to get a little wonky, I would definitely revisit it again. But overall, the Vitex was definitely a game changer for me because not only was I having lighter periods that were on time, PMS was practically non-existent. I would probably just get a little bit of bloat, and I mean a little bit of bloat, very minimal mood swings, my craving, because I get really bad cravings sometimes. Like January was craving sushi month. It was insane. Cravings were like barely there with the exception of that 1 month. Nothing that I would normally attribute to my PMS I experienced. Again, outside of that 1 month where I was going nuts for sushi. So to summarize, yes, I'm still taking saw Palmetto. Yes, it's still working for me. I also tried out something called Vitex to help with my menstrual issues, and that did help. I'll just say it again, I'm not a medical professional. I am just a girl who is trying different things to see how it treats with her PCOS and sharing. I implore you, before you start taking anything, please consult with your physician, because I actually plan to do that in the near future. Kind of cart before the horse, I know, but I found a doctor that really understands, you know, not just the ins and outs of PCOS, but just has a different approach to how she treats persons who have PCOS. So I'll be hoping to make an appointment with her really soon. And that's it for today's videos. For those of you who have PCOS or these other type of menstrual issues, what have you guys tried? Because there's so many different things like Vitex, saw Palmetto, evening primrose, the whole lot. What type of supplements are you taking to help treat with your PCOS? Drop a comment, let me know. Thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, take care and God bless. Bye.